So yes, I work with Women in Resource Development, and we've been advancing gender equity in the workforce for over 20 years. I've been working with our Employment Assistance Services program for almost 11 years. So this was fantastic research for me to see over the years, to see the impact that the work that I've been doing and our frontline staff. You can change the slide. So we loved this opportunity to see if the work that we were doing really had the impact that we hoped. Like, we heard anecdotal evidence from our clients coming back to say, you know, they've signed up for school, they've graduated from school, they've found an employer, they've moved on their career path. But this, so we wanted to see in a research lens, were we actually increasing awareness? Were we increasing interest, access to all things as it relates to trades and technology, in terms of networking and jobs and training opportunities? And was the work that we were doing with our clients creating an accurate perception of this field? Because women are still underrepresented, so we want to encourage the most realistic view of what it is to proceed into these career paths. And I just got to put in, all these pictures are our clients. They're not just random pictures. So I'd just like to say that. You can change the slide. So this is just a snapshot of when the survey was initially completed, or when our clients were initially in contact with WRDC. So this is what their lives looked like. And then we see the profile when the survey was completed. So great stats to see there in terms of increase in income, decrease in attachment to either employment insurance or income support, less unemployment, and the high school one is another great stat that we received information on. You can change the slide. So out of this, and I'm presenting on this today from a career development point of view, from the research, because the research was completed by research and evaluation team at WRDC. So these are the things that I picked out from what we found from the data, which are, if you're in the career development world at all, these things are the golden nuggets. Informed decision making. So we're helping women, you know, do some in-depth research, and we have great resources to use. We have great connections that we can help them when they're making those important decisions about where they see themselves. They often come with information that's not ideal or isn't correct. So we do a good job, I think, at realigning them to have better information. Access to networks. I think this is came up in a couple other presentations. Role models are so important. So we've done a really great job at bringing groups of women to talk to females working in the industry. It could be oil and gas, mining, any of those natural resource sectors. The access to education and employment opportunities. So the kind of connections we have, if a woman comes to us and says, I'm interested in, you know, welding, we can certainly arrange for a trip to a college that offers welding to talk with the instructor. So we're helping women really expand their networks and create more awareness of what the training would look like. So the next category of personal awareness, like, and I had the privilege of working with Serena with the PRIME project in research, and the PRIME, that assessment we used with our clients, and it really targets some of these areas, like, you know, we're helping clients determine their security around transportation, childcare, any physical or mental things they need to work on before proceeding to education or employment. We love encouraging the increase in protective factors, like the positive attitude that someone has or beliefs about themselves that they can move forward on a career path, especially a career path that's where you can be still very in the minority, and the job readiness. And it goes back to the other awareness pieces. So, knowing what a job means to work, in a trades job or a technology job. And so that also goes back to connecting back to role models and educational institutions. And I guess another big takeaway from us was the increase in economic independence, which is huge for us as we work with women. And the decrease then that we saw in attachment to financial assistance, because oftentimes when women come to us, they are either unemployed, receiving EI, or they may be attached to income support. Next slide, please. So in the career development world, I think for us, we've really taken from this research findings is that our best practices approach is working well. We have one more staff person to receive their certified designation as a career practitioner, professional career practitioner, and it really shows in our work. And these are what we look at when we're working with our clients. And again, Prime has really helped us with that. We're helping women sort through their individual characteristics, who they are, what their strengths are, where their strengths can transfer to. There's still a lot of societal influences that we need to help women sort through. Women are still kind of underestimated when it comes to some of these roles that they can be in. So we help break down those barriers. We have discussions about, their family variables, their economic status as they start career paths, the influences from their families and conversations with their families, because it's not just the individual that's coming to us, it's the individual and all these other pieces. Labor market, economy. Like I've heard a couple different presentations today that highlighted the low amount of women represented in their industries. So, we try to encourage that by working with employers. So we really seen this work come through, this research, in the feedback we've heard from women. Like some quotes about, I easily went through the decision-making process after working with WRDC. I had my eyes open to careers I never thought were for me. So that's that's beauty that we hear. So this last slide would be recommendations. For all the women that we have helped, there have been ones that have been left behind because they couldn't attach to any sort of funding. The parameters were too small and they didn't fit. And it was just little things that stopped them from participating in terms of small eligibility pieces. Expanded views of what success looks like. Sometimes our clients don't progress to a post-secondary institution or employment right away, but they've started volunteering in their community. They've started attending mental health interventions on a regular basis. Those are equally as important as the other pieces, the education and employment. And we'd like to see an increase in wraparound supports that enhance participants, because we do hear feedback that they get so far in the funding process and then they don't have childcare or access to transportation. So yeah, I think the research is amazing, and it makes me realize that the work that my team continues to do in communities is making waves. So thank you for the opportunity to do that. We went back 20 years, so it was a good snapshot.